Hi everyone. I have not posted in a really long time, and this video is like my coming back to Booktube, but I don't really want to talk about that today. I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna talk about, but it's definitely gonna be on the subject of book Twitter and Booktube and the treatment of its Black creators, things like that. But first, it is Pride Month, and I just want to shed light on a Black trans man that was killed. His name is Tony McDade, and he was shot and killed by a police officer unjustly. And I'm gonna leave some links to petitions and GoFundMes for him. And I also wanted to just speak on Deon Johnson a little bit, which is someone, I believe he's just not getting the media attention either, just like Tony McDade. He actually lived in Arizona, just like I do, and that's how I kind of found out. It wasn't getting much media attention whatsoever. It is a little bit more now, thank God, but basically he was asleep in his car. He pulled over to sleep, which is what you're supposed to do when you've been, driving for hours upon hours, or you just get tired. And he was shot and killed by a police officer. There's not much information. There was no body cam footage. There was only traffic cams. And in the state of Arizona, you don't need a body cam if you're a police officer. This was in Phoenix. In Tucson, it is illegal to film a police officer. It's illegal. And Deon Johnson was turning a new leaf. He was trying to be a better person. He had a gun in the car, just like many white people do. It is an open carry state in Arizona, and a cop sees a Black person with a gun and feels immediately threatened, even if it's legal, if it's concealed correctly. He has a license, and they shoot to kill. They don't shoot to injure. They shouldn't be shooting at all. They don't want to have a conversation with us. They don't care about how we feel, about how we're oppressed, persecuted, none of that. And I'm done, and it's one of the reasons why I'm just so annoyed with the book community on YouTube and Twitter. Like, all these things. You know about Deon, you know about Tony, you know about Brianna, you know about all the Black people that have been killed and oppressed for 400, 500 years. But you don't care. And that's what I'm getting from this community. I mean, I came in to this community, I felt very seen, not for my Blackness, but I've always just really loved books. And I haven't found a lot of other people who felt the way I do about books, how they can make you feel so many things, like that movies or TV shows or whatever, they just can't make you feel. And I came into book Twitter from my Anna's readathon. I saw it on YouTube. I wasn't a part of Booktube or anything. I was just watching, people talk about the books they love. And my Anna was one of those channels where I was like, wow, like, I didn't know Black people existed on Booktube. And I found all these underrated, like, Booktubers that shouldn't be underrated. Let's start with that. They shouldn't be. But to get back to the point, yeah, and I'm like blanking on what it's called. But my Anna started it, and then I met my group of friends, and a lot of us have met up in real life. We met up last year in May, I believe. And so I felt like so blessed to be able to find a group of, like, I don't have many friends in real life because I came from a very small town, a very conservative small town, and no one's beliefs matched up with mine. I was lucky to be able to meet my best friend there, but he wasn't from there. He moved away, and, you know, he's been my best friend for 8 years now. So in that way, I felt very lucky, and a lot of the people in my friend group are people of color. But my experience on book Twitter, I have gotten unfollowed by a lot of people because of my views. I wouldn't call them views. I would just call them, I don't know, being Black, standing up for, you know, what's right. I never thought, I mean, I guess I did. I mean, I never thought that the book community would be so unaccepting, judgy. Like, I just don't understand why it is a political opinion that Black Lives Matter. I don't understand why we have to beg people to speak out and use their platform. People with over 100,000, 500,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm talking, yeah, everybody, but I'm talking about the book community especially. They work, and I know you guys are going to know what I'm talking about after this, but they work for publishing companies. And it's not just, you know, people with book content, booktubers, all that. It's authors. Like, how long did it take for Sarah J. Maas to come out with a statement when she has so many Black readers? When the first thing you do in your book is kill off your Black character. I don't even know if Stephen King spoke up, but you want to say the N-word 40 times in one book? Oh, that's just how my character talks. Okay, fine, you know, whatever, do you? But when it's time to stand up for us, you want to be silent. We've seen opinion upon opinion, shitty opinion upon shitty opinion of yours. We're telling you, shut up. You don't want to listen. I mean, I don't even want to talk about J.K. Rowling, but we suffered through your transphobic tweets, and the only thing, and on Pride Month, nonetheless, it is time to speak up for Black lives. But instead of doing that, you want to spout some transphobic bullshit. Black trans lives matter. And it's not clicking for some of the girlies. It's not. And I've talked to my friends, and it's like, I've said, sometimes I just want to, you know, leave this community, but it is the Black people constantly putting out content, even though they're not getting the views that make me want to stay. They're not getting views. They're not getting paid like some of the other white content creators. You guys are talking about, oh, your camera shaky. There's too much noise in the background. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. Some of the white people y'all stand have the blurriest cameras in the world. I'm not paying for I guarantee you half, 80%, 95% of Booktube, like, this is a hobby. It's a hobby. We're not paying for a $500 camera, audio equipment, lighting. I have a lamp. I have an iPhone. That's it. I don't know what you expect from booktubers. They're not getting paid. If they are, it's dust. Why would they go out and buy a $500 camera, and then y'all who are actually subscribed to them, you don't comment, you don't like, you don't do it, you're just subscribed because you guys are gonna get dragged when people realize they're not really fucking with Black content creators like that. And still, y'all aren't. If you're not interacting with them and you're just subscribed, it's a diversity numbers game. And I'm not on Booktube like that. I would love to be, but I see what y'all are doing. I just don't know. Like, it's disappointing. And I can't just say that it's the book community, because I think any community that I would be in would stifle, you know, Black content in some way. But I just don't know how hard it is. You don't have to be on the streets protesting, rioting, whatever. If you have the numbers, even if you don't, I don't care. I need to see y'all retweeting petitions. You can't, instead of a coffee, you can't donate to a GoFundMe? Like $5? Just show me that you care. It's actually ridiculous to me. Like, them Black books that y'all be purchasing have been on your shelf for 2 years. Reading the hate you give is not enough. What nonfiction are you reading? Are you reading Asada? Are you reading any Angela Davis? Any abolitionists? Are you reading on how to be a better ally? Then I don't want to hear it. And I don't want to hear the white tears when we come for you, telling you you need to do better. And now you're crying. And for what? We told you this is how you be an ally, and you're not listening. I've just personally, I have seen y'all pay these Black creators dust, and they have the same, you know, features, and I'm talking about camera and audio and all this, the same features that a lot of the white creators do, that y'all love, that y'all watch religiously. You have notifications on for Mayana, Mina, Jocelyn Reeds. She is my favorite booktuber. It's not because she's my friend. She has amazing content. Why doesn't she have 50K yet? Like a lot of these other girlies. Like, I just can't imagine, like, being a white person and genuinely preferring white content. I don't understand why. And I'm just tired of seeing these apologies. I'm tired of seeing y'all running to the Notes app, putting out these videos, calling yourself a victim because you've been bullied into being a better person. I don't want any Black person to feel bad when white creators are saying they're being bullied. Put pressure. Keep the pressure on. It's just crazy. Like, white creators in this community are running to the Notes app, crying on live because they're being bullied. People have died. Like, people literally are being killed. And you want to complain because we told you it's not acceptable to stay silent. You can bet your ass if these crimes were being perpetrated onto white lives, that y'all would be screaming at us. Silence is violence. How can you stand for this? How can you not say anything? Well, how can you? How can you sit there? Like, your Black friends, your Black family, they are watching you. They might not say anything, but they are watching you. And they're looking from a distance. And if tomorrow you wake up and you've been blocked, unfriended, you know why. You absolutely know why. And if you feel bullied, fuck you. Like, I honestly don't know what else to say. It's just that I'm very disappointed. And this is what makes Black creators not want to make content. Y'all are running to people's curious cats. You know who I'm talking about. Talking shit. Ooh, I've been bullied. People are putting too much pressure on me. I have anxiety. Yeah. How do you think Black people feel? Like, Black people who have mental illness, who have depression, who have anxiety, how do you think they feel right now? When all you have to do is retweet a petition, a GoFundMe link. That's all you have to do, honey. But we have to constantly defend ourselves. And some of these Black people are working through a pandemic, through protests. Some of us face microaggressions every day, especially because of this now. But it's too much on your part. Your feed will be affected. It's not part of your aesthetic. Huh? I don't understand. Like, I genuinely don't. Why do you care so much about your feed? Your feed will recover. These lives never will. I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm saying the same things that all these Black creators are. All I'm going to say is that if you are Black in this community, any community, I don't care, don't feel like you can't speak out if you truly want to, because you're afraid that your white followers will be offended. I don't get it. Like, I know I've said that a million times, but like, is it worms? Some of y'all have had all of the privilege in your fucking life. You are a whole adult, but you need to be educated. Don't ask a Black person to educate you. So, you want us, we're going through a pandemic. We have to watch literally Black people be killed every day. We're watching it. We're watching them. The air out of their lungs. Do y'all see white people dying in the streets, like, on video? are the teenagers in your community have to film Black people being stopped by the police because you're afraid that something will happen to them and it won't be documented? Because that's what happened with George Floyd. A teenager filmed him. Any Black person you know is probably going to be like, damn, like, this Black person is getting stopped. I better watch, maybe record, because they're not getting documented. If it wasn't, I truly believe if it wasn't for Twitter, then a lot of people wouldn't know George Floyd's name, Breonna Taylor's name, Deion Johnson's name, Tony McDade's name, Sandra Bland's name, Philando Castile's name. I honestly just ask people to do better. Like, and I just feel so bad for the Black creators that have been in this space, making videos, editing every day, going to work, leading their lives, all these things for a hobby. Again, they're not getting paid, and they get paid dust. There's just a diversity number. But I truly hope a lot of the white people in this community think about how they view Black people, Black creators. Are you only subscribing to feel better about yourself? Are you even watching? Like, when they talk about Black books, are you clicking right off because that's not your thing? But by all means, go read your Sarah J. Maas. Go ahead. Your whitewashed bullshit. And I'm not gonna, like, yeah, I loved a lot of her books, but my shelf is filled with Black fantasy, Black YA, Black new adult, Black adult. Like, stop just buying. Like, there is a reason why Sarah J. Maas is popular, why whitewashed books are popular. I mean, what, she's had like 1-2 Black characters? One of them got killed off the first 200 pages. Read books by Black authors. Read this month. Buy books by Black queer authors. Buy this right here. Like, what's not clicking? Like, I mean, I feel like that's all I have to say. I'll be filming a video soon, probably like right after this, of, you know, Black books I want to get to, and Blackathon, which I'll link. Okay, my camera cut off, but yeah, Blackathon, which is a readathon where we read Black queer books. I'll probably be filming my TBR within that video as well, and I'll link it. There's no excuse anymore. There's no excuse. Educate yourself. Use Google. Not us. I will not be putting any more emotional labor into this shit. Not into educating white people. Because it's not our job. And if you paint us as, you know, the angry Black woman stereotype, I am angry. Angry as hell. That y'all can do better. That police are killing us. I have a right to be. We all have a right to be. You should be angry too. You really should. But yeah, I'm gonna end this, and I'm gonna edit and post it really soon. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you've made it this far, I know I probably rambled this whole video, but I feel like I needed to say it. So I'm gonna edit and go to work. So all of my Black watchers, readers, content creators, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope it is full of healing and love and light and happiness. And I hope you have some kind of distraction. Just remember that it's not your job to speak up 24/7, 365 days a year. It is up to white people and non-Black people to speak up for us. White people have been our oppressors, okay? So do not feel bad for posting about books, posting a selfie, feeling happy. I hope you have a wonderful day.